If you're looking to start a TikTok account in 2024 and you want to grow as fast as possible, then this video is going to help you out. If you don't know me yet, welcome to the channel. My name is Mike Yanda and I help creators and entrepreneurs to grow their audience and make money on TikTok. And when I first started on TikTok, I struggled with all of the typical issues of being stuck in 200 view jail and feeling like the algorithm absolutely hated me. And I listened to all of that BS guru advice and none of it worked. So I want to clear up all the confusion out there around the algorithm and the conflicting advice that you're hearing and give you some simple, actionable steps that you can take to set up your account and grow on TikTok. Now, it all starts with choosing a topic for your account. And this is where you're gonna wanna grab some paper and a pen and start taking notes because this is some really important stuff. It is important that you actually choose a topic for your account and don't just post about whatever it is that you want to post about, because the way the TikTok algorithm works and the way that you get the most out of it and feel loved by the algorithm is when it can figure out what your account is about. That way it can go find the people that are interested in that topic. Because then what happens is it shows your videos to people that actually like those kind of videos. So they watch your entire video, you get a ton of watch time, and that is what determines how many views that you get on TikTok. The more people watch your video to the end, the more they engage with your video, the more views you're gonna get. And so everybody gets these kind of standard 200 views, what people call the 200 view jail. And really what that is those are sample viewers for TikTok to basically grade your video and decide, is this a good video and should we show it to more people? And if your video does well, they keep pushing it and they push it more and they push it more. And as long as it's performing, like that's how you can get that viral video. But when it doesn't do well with that sample audience, you get stuck. That's how you get put in jail. And the most common reason that these videos get stuck in 200 view jail is because the algorithm doesn't know what you're about. And if it doesn't know what you're about, it's usually your fault because you're posting about a lot of different things. And so you want to choose one topic for your account. That way the algorithm can categorize you and give you more views. Now, I understand you might be like, well, there's a lot of things I'm interested in. I don't want to be stuck into one topic forever. And I'm going to explain how you get around that and how you avoid that problem here in a minute. But first, we have to pick that initial topic to get traction. And when you're picking a topic, you don't just want to pick anything. I'm going to recommend that, number one, you pick a topic that you have personal experience with, something that you are very knowledgeable about. It's very easy for you to create content about, something that you're excited about, not something that like you just want like, oh, it looks like people are getting a lot of good views with that topic. That's what I'm going to talk about. That never works for anybody. The topic for your account needs to be tied to personal experience. And then beyond that, I would highly recommend that you try to choose a topic in what we call the eternal markets. Now, if you've never heard this term before, the eternal markets, there's actually 4 eternal markets. They're going to be health, wealth, relationships, and happiness. And they're called the eternal markets because people are always interested in this stuff. This actually came from like the marketing world, the sales world, because any products within those eternal markets are the ones that always make money. They're the surefire bets. But this concept of eternal markets also applies to content creation. Because if you're creating videos about wealth or relationships or happiness or health, like those things people want to find more about. That's why content about how to lose weight or how to make money or how to find, your significant other, those things do really well. And so if you can choose a topic in the eternal markets that you have personal experience with, maybe a problem that you've solved for yourself, like you lost 50 pounds and now you're showing people what you did, like that is going to be the best thing you can do for your account. Now, we still have this problem that you might be looking at going,
well, I don't want to talk about this one thing for the next 10 years or for the rest of my life.
And I get that. Like I wouldn't want that either. And so that's why the second thing is it's really important to build your account as a personal brand. You'll notice that like my account is my name because it gives me the flexibility to pivot over time as my interests change. And I knew this was really important for me because I actually started my first online business back in 2013 when I was in law school. And I was doing the whole weight loss thing. I was actually an online fitness coach after having an incredible transformation of my own. And I was building that business and I was getting clients by running ads on Facebook and talking to people on the phone and then closing them into my programs. And after doing that for a while and building a very successful business, I started having all of these other coaches in the fitness industry that were reaching out to me and they're like, how are you doing this? Can you help me out? And that was how my agency was born. I started running Facebook ads for all of these coaches And that business eventually grew to the point where I was able to leave my legal career and become a stay-at-home dad. And to fast forward through my story, as I built this digital marketing agency and I was working full-time and providing for my family, I had a lot of other people that were interested in like how I was making money. And so I was able to create an online course and make $1 million in the first year, teaching people how to become digital marketers just like I did. And since then, I've helped people make courses. I've helped people grow their audience on social media. I mean, just in the last year, been able to grow this YouTube channel, helping people learn how to grow on TikTok like I did for myself and did for my agency clients. And so that's like the speed version of all the things that I've been interested in and have been able to accomplish and create content about over the last 10 years. And so you are going to have that same kind of journey. You're going to learn new things. You're going to be interested in new things. You're going to see new opportunities, and you'll want to be able to pivot. And that's why having that personal brand is so important, because when you use your name and you're creating content and you're on this journey of becoming the go-to authority, the person that is known for this one particular thing, they're also getting to see your face. They're getting to hear your voice. They're getting to know you. They're going to like you. They're going to trust you. And so if you start to pivot over time, because you've built that relationship, you've built that personal brand, some of the people aren't going to follow you onto the next stage of the journey, but a lot of them will. So having that personal brand gives you flexibility over the years. Now, you don't have to do this, but it's called social media for a reason. So if you're showing your face and you're talking on camera, you're going to be able to build that relationship, and you're going to be able to grow faster than all of these cookie cutter AI generated, faceless channels that people try to do. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about setting up your profile. And I specifically want to talk about your username and your account name, because these things are pretty important. And the first one is your username, which is like your chat handle. So for me, it's @HeyMikeYonda. And really, this one, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't have any impact on your ability to grow or anything like that. You just want it to be recognizable. So like I mentioned, I like going the personal brand route. I think you should use your name. That's why mine says @HeyMikeYonda. If you're able to just use your name, that's great. But the key thing is that any social media profile that you have, you want to try and use the same channel, like the same handle. You want to have that @HeyMikeYonda for every single one. Now, your account name, on the other hand, is what's at the top of your profile. And whenever you post a piece of content, it's going to be shown above like the description of your video. And this one is important because it's your only SEO opportunity on your profile. And if you don't know what SEO is, it just means search engine optimization, which is a big fancy way of saying that if people search a particular keyword, you can rank for it and show up inside of those search results. So what we want to do when we set up our account name is put our name, but we also want to put a keyword that we want to show up in search for. For example, if you are an online fitness coach, you might want to have the keyword fat loss coach or weight loss coach inside of your account name. And the reason for this is because let's say somebody goes on TikTok and they search fat loss coach, and then they go over to users. The people that have that in their account name are actually going to be the ones that show up. And so this is a really good opportunity to get discovered and potentially even get clients if you're a business owner. So the format that I recommend for your account name is actually just your first name and then that like vertical bar and then whatever keyword you want to show up and search for. The next important thing that you need to set up in your account is writing your bio. And this is important because it lets people know why they should follow you. And I think the big mistake that people make with their bio is that they make it about them. They make it about their credentials, the things they've accomplished, that kind of stuff, instead of making it about the viewer. And I want you to think about what happens on TikTok. You have a video, maybe you have a viral video, like gets a bunch of views, and somebody watches and goes, oh, I really like this. And then they click on your name to go check out your account. And what they're trying to do here is see like, oh, am I going to like their other videos? Is this somebody that I want to follow? And so you need your profile to be the advertisement. It needs to be the billboard that says to that viewer, oh yeah, I need to stay here. I need to follow this person. I want to see their content more often. And so what I recommend that you do in your bio is that you write something called a help statement, which basically says like, my content helps people in this way, or helps these type of people achieve this kind of thing. And this is a great way and a simple way to write your bio because it makes it about the viewers. That way, when they look at your profile, they're very clearly able to see why somebody should follow them and what the content is about, so they can make that decision. So to give you an example from one of my clients, Jason, his help statement is that he helps men get shredded without cardio, right? And so it's basically, okay, if I'm a guy and I don't have the time or just freaking hate running, but I want to lose weight, like Jason's your guy. And so when you see that, it's very appealing and it's very simple. And then if you look at my bio, it says helping educational creators to grow their audience and create income streams. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Like if you are an educational creator or you're a coach or a digital product creator, or anything like that, I'm here to help you grow your audience, get more views, get more leads, and turn them into sales, turn them into money. So spend some time on the bio and really spend some time thinking about what is your account going to help people with? What are you becoming known for? And the great news is that you can experiment with this. You can always change it. There's a good chance you might be watching this video and I have a totally different help statement because I tinker with this thing all the time. Now, another big part of your bio is your link, and you may not have this right now because you need 1,000 followers in order to get that link in your bio. Now, if you don't have 1,000 followers and you do have that link, that means you're set up as a business account and you don't want that. You want a personal account. So I want to take some time to talk about the really important settings that you need to successfully grow on TikTok. And so the first setting, as I already mentioned, is that you need to have a personal account. There are actually two types of accounts on TikTok. There's the business account, which allows you to get a link right from the beginning when you have 0 followers. And then there's a personal account, which you have to wait until you get to 1,000 followers to get that link. But it allows you to do a lot of other things like use commercial and trending sounds in order to grow your account. And so we want to use that personal account, even if you are a business owner like me. All the business owners are using creator accounts unless they're selling physical products on TikTok Shop. And so the way that you're gonna do this is you're gonna go to your profile, you're gonna click on settings, you're gonna go to account, and then you're gonna make sure that the toggle is set to a personal account, not a business account, okay? And it can be a little bit confusing, so make sure that it looks like the one on the screen. But those are not the only settings that we wanna make sure that you have in place on your account. We also want to make sure that you have a public account, which it should be by default, but you just gotta think about this. Like, you don't want a private account, you want to get views, you wanna get discovered by other people so you can grow your audience, grow your following. So that one's pretty obvious, but one that's a little bit less obvious is that you want to turn off all of your share settings. So if you go to settings under privacy, it's gonna say suggest account to others. And you want to turn off your Facebook friends and turn off your contacts. There's also going to be an option to sync your contacts and Facebook friends, and you want to turn off all of those options. And the reason this is important goes back to the very beginning of this video when I was talking about the algorithm and how it tries to go find the people that are interested in the type of videos that you create and showing your videos to those people so you can get the bigger watch time and you can get the views. Having these settings off allows the algorithm to more effectively do that. But when you have them on, it kind of ruins things, because when you have it on and it's sharing with your contacts and your Facebook friends, now you're creating a video about how to grow on TikTok and it's showing it to your grandma and your best friend and people that don't care about whatever the niche is, whatever the topic is that you talk about. And sure, your grandma's probably gonna leave some like embarrassing message like being like, way to go, honey, but that isn't gonna help you get views. Because since those people are not interested, when they're served your video, they're either gonna swipe past it or they're just gonna give it like a real basic like, but they're not gonna watch the video all the way through. And that is what's gonna help your account. Now that we have our settings figured out, our account is set up, it's time to start creating content. But before you do, there's a little bit more work we need to do. Do not start posting whatever the heck you want on your TikTok account. Let's be strategic about it. Let's make sure that we're posting videos that have a higher chance of getting the big views, that are gonna be more interesting to your ideal viewers, so you have a greater chance of going viral and growing faster. And the way we do that is through content research. Unless you are a big time creator, just posting whatever you think is a good idea is a really great way to get stuck in 200 view jail. Just have like dozens of those videos that are stuck at 200 views and no videos going viral. Because the reality is, you're a new creator, you don't know what works on TikTok, you don't know the platform as well, and you probably don't even know your audience or your niche as well as those big creators in your space do. And so what we want to do is, we don't want to guess. We want to go find proven ideas and make our own versions of them. And we do that by doing content research and studying the other creators on the platform that are talking about our topic and are already doing well. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to copy. It just means that we're going to take that idea, that format, that hook that has done very well for them, and we're going to make our version of it. And so my recommendation is that you spend 10 to 15 minutes every single day just looking up terms in your niche, like the topics that everybody talks about that you would potentially do videos on, and look for the best performing videos. In particular, look for gateway videos. These are the ones that are big outliers for particular creators that mean that there's an opportunity for you to have a bigger than normal, success rate or view rate with that video. For example, if you train dogs and you're making a video about how to potty train a puppy, something that I am dealing with right now, it is not easy. You're probably an expert in that. Like, you know all the secrets, all of the tricks, but what you don't know is like, what are the things that people are actually searching for, and like, what are the topics or the hooks that are already working on the platform. So you're gonna wanna search like potty training puppy and see what videos are doing well. And if you can find a creator that's getting 500 views, 1,000 views, 2,000 views, like every single video, they're getting decent views, but then they have a potty training video that gets 30,000 views, that is a gateway video. And so you want to study that video. Like, what is it that they're saying at the beginning? That's your hook. Is there any text on the screen? How long is the video? Like, what are the things that they're covering? And then you want to go and make your own version of that. And if you start to do this for every single video that you do, you're going to really learn the platform, and you're going to start to recognize the patterns and understand, okay, these are the types of videos that work really well, and these are the ones that don't, and here's why. Because you're going to see the commonalities. You're going to see the topics that come up over and over, the questions that people are asking over and over. And then as you have more success, you get more engagement on your videos, you're going to start having your own videos break through. And then you can recycle those. You can make new versions of them. You can make videos on similar topics. You can reuse your own hooks. You're also, and I'm a huge fan of this, like, you're going to start getting a ton of comments on your videos. And I, have found that's some of the best ideas that I get, because you can actually respond to that comment and just record a video response. And these videos tend to do really well because, one, if somebody's asking that question, there's probably dozens of other people in your audience that have the exact same question. But the other thing is that in addition to that sample audience of 200 views or more that you're going to get, your video is also going to be shown to everybody that watched that original video that the comment was from. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to get the same number of views as that video did if it was a viral video, but it gives your videos a little bit of a boost. So those reply videos are awesome. The point here is that you can guess with your content, and you can be frustrated when it doesn't work, or you can spend a little bit of time studying the platform to learn what does work and kind of emulating or taking inspiration from successful videos to increase your chances to hit that TikTok lottery of the viral video, or just to break out of that 200 view jail and start getting views faster. Now, there's one other thing that you can do when you're first starting out to like help your videos be more successful. And it's not about hashtags. It's not about posting frequency or posting times or any of those little hacks and things that people talk about that are supposedly supposed to get you more views, because most of those things don't work and they don't matter. The one thing that does matter is how you package your videos. And when I'm talking about packaging your videos, I'm talking about the things that you can do to get somebody to stop scrolling and actually watch your video. Because most people lose before anyone ever sees their video, because their video is being served to that sample group of people. But so many people are swiping past their video before they hit that 200 view, sample size audience, that even if they get good watch time and retention, their video is not going anywhere, because the algorithm has figured out that that video is not interesting to enough people. And so goal number one is just stopping the scroll, and that has everything to do with your hooks. And the first way that you can create a hook is your verbal hook. And this is what most of the gurus on the platform, they're talking about. You need to have a good hook. They're talking about the first thing that you say at the start of the video to hook the viewer's attention and keep them watching. And generally, you're gonna want to hit on some sort of pain point or problem that the person on the other end is dealing with, or you want to create some curiosity. If there's something really interesting or shocking, it's gonna grab people's attention and get them to watch beyond that first 5 seconds of the video. That's what the verbal hook is. But there's actually something even more important than that verbal hook, and that is your visual hook. And not a lot of people talk about this. And it's really simple. When we talk about a visual hook, we're really just talking about putting some text on the screen above your head at the start of your video. And the reason this is so important, I want you to think about how most people are using TikTok, right? They're sitting on their couch, they're just chilling, they're just mindlessly scrolling on TikTok while their wife is watching some stupid show like Grey's Anatomy or Old People Bachelor or whatever it is that she watches. And so they're not focused. They're just scrolling until something catches their attention. And so they're not hearing what you're saying most of the time. They probably have their phone on silent. And so it's the text, it's the visual stuff that grabs their attention and gets them to stop scrolling, because they're like, oh, this is a video I need to watch. And so when you do things like have that visual hook, that text on the screen to get them to stop scrolling, and then you have a good verbal hook at the beginning of your video, you do things like use the auto captions so that way they can read and they don't have to listen, you are greatly increasing your chances with the packaging of the video to get somebody to actually watch it and then watch it longer. So these are simple things that everyone can do to have a competitive advantage, because most people don't do them. It's the Pareto principle, right? It's the ideas and the packaging are the 20% of the things that you can do that are going to get you the 80% of results. And so it's going to allow you to grow faster, and you can figure out all the other stuff later, because those are minor optimizations that that aren't going to be as big of a deal. Now, doing all of this greatly increases your chances to get views and go viral, but the reality is most people are going to struggle when they first start out. And that's okay because you're learning a new skill and it's going to take time and practice for you to get better as a creator. But I want to help you avoid all of the stupid crap that we all deal with and all the stupid mistakes that we all make when we're first starting out. So I want you to watch this video next where I'm going to be sharing 19 things that I wish I knew when I was first starting out. That way I could have grown faster.